One of the good things about the last lockdown is that wherever you went, it was nice and quiet. Nice and quiet, that is, apart from in Sainsbury's or on the towpath. On the rare occasions I had to take public transport, I'd often find that I had the entire vehicle, if not the whole train, to myself. And it was the same here in church. On a Sunday I'd get up, put on the webcam, celebrate Mass in an empty church, and then go and put the kettle on, all on my ownio. Pleasant although that was, the novelty soon wore off, because the thing is, I quite like people. I like it when the town centre's bustling. I like it when Waterloo station is heaving with crowds. And I like it, especially at 11 o'clock on Sunday, when the church and the hall are jam-packed, and all you can hear is the sound of noisy children. At times like that, I can understand how the king in the gospel must have felt when he looked at his wedding hall and found it was full of guests, bad and good alike. I sometimes wonder if that's how God looks upon our world. God looks at us human beings, bad and good alike, and she just loves us. To God, every single person, no matter who they are, is entirely lovable. God delights in the human race. For us, however, it's not quite as easy as that. People can be annoying, people can be irritating, people can be scary, people can be overwhelming, and there can be people who we just don't like and we just don't get on with. But while it's important that we acknowledge that, and while it's important that we give ourselves sufficient space and time, that doesn't change the fact that the circle of God's love is a very big circle. To God, everyone is our neighbour. Yes, we might understandably try to make that circle for us a little bit tighter, a little bit smaller, a little bit more exclusive. But when we do that, we can find ourselves slipping a little bit further away from the vision that God has for us. God's love, which is a heart of love for all human beings, must surely break when we stop seeing others as our neighbour because of their nationality or their race or their gender or their sexuality or their social status or their wealth or lack of it, or even their innocence or guilt. Yes, I know we all do that, but it doesn't make it right. We can't profess that we love God if we don't at least work on the idea of loving God's people. As Pope Francis said in his latest letter, we're all the children of one planet. And that doesn't half make me think. If we were to have, say, an alien invasion, after all it is the year 2020 and we've had some pretty crazy stuff so far, then how would we cope? Would we still worry about whether a transgender person could use the ladies' loo? Would we still argue about whether some Somalians on a boat are actually real refugees or not? Would we still be bothered about whether our mother-in-law voted for Brexit? I don't think so. I don't think so at all. Because at the end of the day, God invites every single person to the party. God gives us the wedding garment at the entrance to the door. We can either refuse that garment and go in and sit behind the buffet and stuff our face and ignore everyone else, or we can enter into the hall and we can accept the invitation fully, and albeit shyly, albeit apprehensively, albeit nervously, we can enter into the celebration of life that God has prepared for us.